Hello, welcome back to the channel. Is it too late to buy into Seritage Growth Properties? It depends. It depends on how well you understand the business and also your expectation for what a good rate of return is. Seritage Growth Properties is a stock that just popped up on my radar back when Monish Pabrai decided to file a 13G to disclose that he had bought into the company back in Q2 of 2020. This stock was previously trading around the $40 range, but once the news about the pandemic had hit, the stock crashed all the way down to $6. I've previously put up 2 other videos discussing Seritage. Do check those videos out if you haven't already. I'll include links to both of them in the description below if you're interested. But its current valuation, at more than double the March lows, is Seritage Growth Properties still an attractive investment opportunity? Well, the company will be announcing its Q3 earnings on November 5th, 2020, after the market close. The earnings call will give a lot more guidance as to what the future entails for Seritage. In their Q2 investor presentation, the key highlights included that they were able to collect 66% of the total cash rent outstanding, and then they had deferral agreements in place for around 21%. Hopefully, we see both these numbers improve in the Q3 earnings as the world has gotten a better hang of how to deal with the current situation. Also, the presentation had mentioned that $98 million worth of deals were closed back in Q2. Hopefully, we get guidance regarding further agreements in place. The entire business model of Seritage Growth Properties is that their management will redevelop assets where they see the highest probability of achieving the best sort of return on investment while selling off the other smaller assets or entering into joint venture deals in order to raise cash. Last month, in September, Four Corners Property Trust announced that it would purchase an additional 9 outparcels from Seritage for $27.3 million. They expect most of the sales to close by the end of 2020. Further guidance regarding such agreements are expected to come up in the Q3 earnings call. So with Seritage, the bottom line is that at its current valuation, it's trading at less than the net value of the assets that they control. If you're interested in knowing the value of each and every property that Seritage currently controls, there is a video put up by Tom from the Investing with Tom YouTube channel. He did it in collaboration with Brad Kailner, where they break down the value of each and every property that Seritage controls. But if you actually look at the legal documentation that Seritage has publicly listed, the total value of the assets at the time when Seritage Growth Properties was actually spun off from Sears was around $2.7 billion. The total value of the debt they have from Berkshire Hathaway that's maturing in 2023 is valued at around $1.6 billion. The current market valuation of Seritage is around $700 million. Of course, Seritage was a great buy back when it was half its current valuation back in March, but at that time there was also a lot more uncertainty priced into the valuation. Now, as we have a clearer understanding of the situation at hand, the stock price has risen, but it's still far from the fair value of Seritage that it could have. Not to mention that there is the potential of the much higher cash flows that Seritage will generate from raising the rents. Phil Town, who's another investor in Seritage, had said that just the land value of where the Seritage properties are, it's at $17 per share. The investment definitely has the potential to be a long-term compounder. In the next 2 to 3 years, Seritage may even be able to pay a dividend to common shareholders. Buying into Seritage is a matter of individual risk-reward expectations. Personally, I see an asymmetric return for Seritage shareholders in the long term with very little downside. But this is just my personal opinion on the stock. It is not a stock recommendation, as I'd mentioned in the disclaimer right before the video. Now, let me know if you've got any comments or you have a different perspective on Seritage. There's a lot of short interest in the stock, so if someone has a bearish perspective, please do share it in the comments. It'll be always interesting to hear. And hope you like this video, and thank you for watching.